I'm in the Deadmines right now, and I'm wanting to show you what pets that I am using at the moment. In my first slot, I'm using Fell Flame with Burn, Emulate, and Conflagrate. My second slot, Emerald Protowhelp with Emerald Bite, Emerald Presence, Emerald Dream, and then my third slot, the Idol with Crush, Sandstorm, and Deflection. So let's go ahead and get this battle going. And I'm going to start off with placing Emulate on him. And once we place Emulate, you'll see that he gets a debuff up there. And then I'm going to Conflagrate. And then I'm just going to keep spamming Burn until Emulate gets down to 1. And you will see Emulate up there in the right hand corner under his name. So once his Emulate gets down to 1, I'm going to go ahead and refresh it. And then I'm going to hit a Burn. And that's going to kill him, but he's going to res, of course, he's a mechanical. So then I'm going to use Conflagrate. And this should take care of him. Okay, our next battle, we are using the Elfin Rabbit with Flurry, Dodge, and Stampede. We're still using our same two pets that we used in our previous battle. You'll notice that we're using them quite a bit throughout the Deadmines with the same talents and everything that they had previously. So let's get this going. We're going to start off with Dodge. And then we're going to follow that with a Stampede. Once Stampede is done, we're going to Flurry. We're just going to keep flurrying until he is dead. Once he dies and comes back to life, we're going to put Dodge on. And he's going to die anyway, so don't have to click anything after Dodge. So then a new pet's going to come out. We're going to Flurry. And just keep flurrying. Flurry again. And one more time, and that should take care of that pet. Now here I should have put Dodge on instead of tried to Flurry, but I flurried, so it's no big deal. So now we're bringing out our Idol. And I use Sandstorm here. And then I'm going to put Deflection on to deflect his dive. And then just start using Crush. Since there's nothing else I can use at this moment, I'm using Crush, and I'm waiting on my Deflection for when he does, when he does that fly up. So I'm going to Crush, and then I'm going to use Deflection once he's in the air. And then Crush again, just to get him done and over with. Okay, so we're moving on to our next battle. And the pet that I'm using in slot 1 is Dancing Water Skimmer with Water Jet, Healing Wave, and Pump. We're still using our Emerald, Proto-Whelp, and our Idol with the same spells and all. Just keeping it simple. Okay, let's get this going. And we're going to start off with Pump. Then we're going to use Pump again. And we're pretty much just going to keep doing that. Pump. Of course, I gave myself a healing wave, but I went back to Pump and then Pump again. Okay, and our next pet comes out. I'm going to go ahead and heal myself. Then I'm going to use Pump. And Pump again. And Pump. And Pump again. Now I'm going to use my healing wave on the third pet that comes out. And use Pump. And Pump again. And now I'm going to start using just Water Jet. But of course he's going to kill me. And that's okay. We're going to bring out our Emerald Proto-Drake, or Proto-Whelp. I'm going to use Emerald Present, and then Emerald Bite, and Emerald Bite again, and that should take care of that one. So now it's time to move on to the next. Okay, for this one, we're going to be using our Dark Moon Tonk in our first slot. We're going to keep the same pets as usual down below, but on our Dark Moon Tonk, we're going to be using Missile, Shock and Awe, and Lock On. We're still using our Emerald Proto-Whelp from before, and our Idol as well from before, with the same spells and all. Okay, so let's get this going. Okay, so I'm going to start with Shock and Awe, and then I'm going to use Lock On, and then Lock On again. And I could have kept using Lock On and Lock On again, but I decided to go ahead and just use my missiles. And he kills me, of course, but then I use my missile and kill him. Now the next little pet's coming out, and I'm using Shock and Awe. And now we're going to call out our Emerald Proto-Whelp. I'm going to put Emerald Presence on. Should always use Emerald Presence in the beginning, and then I went to Emerald Bite. I'm just doing Emerald Bite until I feel like I need a heal. So then I went to Emerald Dream to go ahead and heal myself. And then back to Emerald Bite. I'm going to refresh my Emerald Presence and then go back to Bite again. And I just keep biting until that pet is done. Now the next pet comes out, I'm going to go ahead and heal myself. I'm going to put Emerald Presence on right after healing. And then just start spamming Emerald Bite. So it's just basically making sure that you have your Emerald Presence on, healing yourself when you need it, not getting too low to where you can't come back, you know what I mean, with your health, and then Emerald Biting. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm refreshing Emerald Presence, Emerald Biting, and when I need my health, then I'll use Emerald Presence. And so now he's defeated and we can move on to the next. Okay, now we're moving on to what I think is basically the hardest one in here, Captain Klutz. And in my first slot, I'm using Sisters of Temptation with Shadow Shock, Curse of Doom, and Love Struck. Then I'm using my Zandalari Knee Biter with Hunting Party, Black Claw, and Blood Fang. And then we're still using our idol at the bottom with the same spells and all. So, okay, let's see here. First, I'm going to go ahead and put Curse of Doom on. And he's going to stun me. And once he stuns me, I'm going to go ahead and then call out my Zandalari Knee Biter. So I'm going to switch pets here after he stuns me and call out my Zandalari Knee Biter. I'm going to use Black Claw. And then Hunting Party. He's going to kill me pretty quickly too. So I'm going to go back to my Sisters of Temptation. And I'm going to use Shadow Shock. And I'm going to keep using Shadow Shock until Curse of Doom comes up. Once Curse of Doom is able to be hit, I'm going to hit Curse of Doom. He's going to stun me. Then I'm going to call out my idol. And I'm going to use Crush. Then Deflection. Then Sandstorm. And then back to Crush until he goes down. And that's pretty much it for him. Okay, for the next one, we are going to be using Icky, and our first slot was Savage Talon, Black Claw, and Flock. And then we're still keeping our idol, the same one, and our Emerald Proto-Whelp that we had been using previously as well. Like I said, we're trying to keep this as simple as possible. So my first one I'm going to use is I'm going to use Black Claw. And then right after Black Claw, I'm going to use Flock. It's going to give us a few rounds of the flocks. And it's pretty much going to take care of the first pet that came out. Now the next pet that comes out, we're going to use Black Claw. And then back to Flock again. And that's going to take care of the second one. And because we don't really have that much health, I decided to do the Savage Talon, but I died anyway. So now I'm bringing out my Emerald Proto-Whelp. I'm placing Emerald Presence on. And then I'm going to do an Emerald Dream just to heal myself because I felt like my pet needed it from the previous fights. And then I'm going to just spam Emerald Bite until my Emerald Presence needs to be refreshed again. Which I am doing right here. I'm putting Emerald Presence on. And I'm going back to Emerald Bite until he is defeated. And then we can move on. Okay, now on this one, for the first pet that I used was the Zandalari Ankle Render with Hunting Party, Leap, and Black Claw. I'm still using the Idol and the Emerald Proto-Whelp. Because in here, in the Deadmines right now, once you do the first part of the Deadmines and then you go back for repeats of the dailies, you don't get to heal your pets. So we're trying to keep it simple here. So my first move, I'm going to use Black Claw, of course, followed by Hunting Party. And that's pretty much going to take care of him, and the next pet's going to come out. I'm going to place Black Claw on them, followed by a Leap. And I'm just going to keep leaping until he kills me, since we have Black Claw up there on him. And of course I die, so I'm going to bring out Emerald Proto-Whelp. I'm going to put Emerald Presence on. I'm going to go ahead and bite. And because I feel like I might need healed right here, I'm going to put Emerald Dream on. And then go back to Emerald Bite, Emerald Presence since I need it again, and back to Emerald Bite. And I'm just going to use Emerald Bite until he is defeated. Now the bird's going to come out. I'm going to do an Emerald Bite. Then I'm going to heal myself with Emerald Dream. I'm going to place my Emerald Presence back on since it needed it, and then go back to Emerald Bite. So I'm going to just start spamming Emerald Bite here and get him done and over with. And he's down. Okay, and our next battle, I am going to be using a Dreamwell with Emerald Bite, Emerald Presence, and Emerald Dream. And we're still using the same pets that we used previously, the Idol and the Emerald Protowhelp, with the same spells and everything. So, like always with any Dreamwell or Emerald Proto, when you're going with the Emerald, you always want to put your Emerald Presence on first. And then we can go ahead and do our Emerald Bite and keep spamming our Emerald Bite until we either need healed or we need to refresh our Emerald Presence. So I'm just doing Emerald Bite over and over right now. Until I need a refreshing on Emerald Presence or a heal. And right here I seen that my Emerald Presence was about to fall off, so I went ahead and used Emerald Presence and then back to Emerald Bite. So I'm just gonna try and finish this guy off real quick. So when the next pet comes out, I'm going to go ahead and heal myself with Emerald Dream. I'm going to go ahead and put my Emerald Presence back on since it was no longer up, and then go back to Bite. I'm going to keep biting until I take him out as well. And now we can move on to the next. Alright, on our next and final one right here, the cookies left over, actually in your first slot you should be using the mechanical Dragling. The mechanical Pandarian Dragling. Mine was almost dead here for some reason. I think I didn't heal all my pets before coming in here. So I had to like change it around a little bit and went with the Dark Moon Zeppelin. But definitely make sure you go with the mechanical Pandarian Dragling on this one. So the one that I'm using right now is the Dark Moon Zeppelin, of course, with the missile, the bombing run, and the decoy. But if you go with the mechanical, you want to go with Breath, Thunderbolt, and Decoy. So just make sure you're doing that. So right now I'm using Decoy, and I would do the same if I was using my mechanical Pandarian Dragling. But he puts me to sleep, so I'm going to have to pass. But you want to make sure you get your decoy out. And then of course if I was on my mechanical Pandarian, after putting decoy out, I would just keep spamming breath. I wouldn't even worry about my middle spell at all. I would just keep breathing and breathing and breathing until I could decoy again. But on here, of course, you'll see I'm doing it a little bit different, but I'm trying to explain how to do it the right way with the right pet. So like I said, with your mechanical Pandarian Dragling, you're just going to keep your decoy up and keep spamming breath over and over and over. And then once you do die, if you die, then you're going to bring out your Scourged Whelpling. And you're just going to keep tail sweeping with the Scourged Whelpling. Don't need to use any other spells except for tail sweep. Now, if I had been able to use my mechanical Pandarian Dragling like I so wanted to, he would have probably been already defeated by now. But because I had to improvise, it took a little bit longer. So we're just tail sweeping over and over. Of course, you know, he dies, my pet dies, but he comes back to life to tail sweep a couple more times. And then I have to call out my idol. And I think if I had my Dragling here, this wouldn't have took so long, and I probably wouldn't have called out my Dragling, or my idol. So on my idol, I went ahead and used my deflection, then my sandstorm, and then I'm just going to keep crushing him until he's defeated. In the end, we still completed it. I just think it would have went way smoother if I had had my mechanical Pandarian Dragling. So you just side click your name and leave the instance. It will teleport you back out to where you turn in your quest and you receive your goodies. And yeah, so that's pretty much how you do that. It's easier doing it the first time because, you know, when it's just a quest, you can heal your pets throughout it. But when you go back to, do it again and everything, you can't heal your pets at all. So you have to improvise on pets and what you're going to do. But anyways, I hope this helped. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.